Homily of the Saints. Today, we celebrate the Feast of All Saints, a day that reminds us of our true calling to live in holiness as children of God. From the very beginning of the Church, believers were called saints. St. Paul wrote to the Corinthians, saying to those called to be saints. He spoke to the Ephesians as the saints of the church in Ephesus. And to the Romans, offer your lives to God in holiness. Holiness, then, is not something distant or unreachable. It is a living union with Christ. It is a call to action. It is a grace freely given by God on this day. The Church invites us to remember those who have fully lived that call, men and women whose lives inspire us to keep walking toward heaven. This celebration is not just about them. It's also about us, our own journey toward God. The liturgy of the Word. The book of Revelation tells us about the great multitude, people from every nation and language, standing before God. Their robes washed white in the blood of the Lamb. What a powerful image! It tells us that holiness is not about perfection, but about belonging to God. The seal of God means that we are His. He never abandons us. He marks us as His own, and through Christ we are saved. He is the one who has conquered death. He is Emmanuel, God with us. Saint Irenaeus once said, "Emmanuel is not just a name. It is an event. God with us, ... in every moment, in every struggle, in every joy." Second reading in the first letter of John, we hear the beautiful truth of who we are. See what love the Father has given us, that we should be called children of God. This is not just an idea or a theory. It is a living experience. We were created to live in communion with God. Our life only finds its meaning when it is united to His. To be called a child of God is the greatest gift we could ever receive. It is the heart of Jesus' message, Abba, ... Father. The same relationship that Jesus has with the Father is offered to us as well. We are invited into that same love, that same intimacy, that same divine family. And one day, as St. John tells us, we shall see God as He is. What a promise! What a hope! That is the destiny of every saint. The gospel brings us to the heart of holiness. The Beatitudes, the charter of Christianity. Jesus begins with a word in Greek, makarios. It means blessed, happy, fulfilled. It speaks of true joy, the kind that comes from God alone. Blessed are the poor in spirit. The very first beatitude. It reminds us that real freedom begins when we place our lives completely in God's hands, when we no longer cling to possessions or to pride, but trust fully in His love. Pope Francis says, This poverty of spirit is true inner freedom. Nothing holds us back. Nothing keeps us from living our faith. Blessed are the merciful, perhaps the most important of all. Mercy is at the very heart of God. It is not only a virtue, it is His very nature. St. Thomas Aquinas said that mercy is equal to the highest theological virtues. And St. Faustina spoke of mercy in 3 levels: in our words, in our actions, and in our prayer. Pope Francis reminds us to look and act with mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart. How? Many things try to steal our hearts away: power, envy, resentment, fear. But the pure of heart keep God at the center. Their intention is love, and love alone purifies. To be pure of heart is to live with a sincere spirit, to let God's love cleanse us from within. Conclusion: holiness is not a distant dream. It's the quiet work of grace happening in your heart right now. It begins with disposition, opening yourself to God's plan. It continues with surrender, trusting His grace to guide you. And it grows through confidence, knowing that His love will always be your refuge. This is the generation that praises the Lord. May we be counted among them. May our lives, too, reflect His glory. And may we one day join that great multitude, the saints in heaven, singing forever, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord.